Have you ever questioned the accuracy of Estonian stereotypes? This video will unveil what is myth and what is reality about living in Estonia, with a special focus on prejudice against single women. You'll have the chance to gain a unique insight into this intriguing country and how it defies the usual expectations. Get ready for a journey of learning and reflection as we dive into stereotypes and understand the true essence of Estonia. If you're looking for an honest and enlightening dialogue, this video is perfect for you. Hit play and join us on this exploration of debunking myths.
Welcome to the Fascinating Traditions channel.
Here, we unravel
fascinating secrets and explore the incredible world around us. Don't miss out on the
discoveries.
Subscribe now, activate notifications, and embark on this knowledge adventure with us.
Imagine a place surrounded by mysteries and ancient legends, where every stone and river has a story to tell. Estonia, a country with roots stretching back 3,000 years, was home to tribes skilled in coexisting with the dense forests and the cold northern European coastlines. These ancient Estonians were adept hunters, fishermen, and gatherers, and also excelled as craftsmen, carving the stories of their people into wood and bone. Despite a harsh climate that favored isolation, Estonia was never a secluded stronghold. Situated at a crucial point on trade routes between the east and the west, the region was influenced by Vikings, Slavs, and other Nordic groups. These encounters fostered a rich cultural exchange that brought new technologies and ideas, including advanced shipbuilding techniques and the introduction of new gods and rituals, enriching Estonian tradition. Today, Estonia is a true palimpsest of its own history. Artifacts and archaeological sites reveal the layers of a millennia-old story, while modern Estonians preserve the languages and customs of their ancestors through festivals and celebrations. Exploring modern Estonia is like traveling through time, touching the rich cultural tapestry woven over millennia by its tribes. Over the centuries, Estonia has experienced profound cultural and religious transformations. Initially, pagan beliefs prevailed, with ancient Estonians worshipping various natural deities and celebrating the solstice and other natural events with festivals that echoed through forests and villages. These traditions were strongly based on respect for nature and were passed down from generation to generation. As time progressed, Estonia became a meeting point for expanding empires and cultures. Vikings and traders introduced Christianity, initiating a gradual but definitive religious transformation. The arrival of Christianity began to reshape Estonian society in intricate ways, replacing or, in some cases, syncretizing the local pagan beliefs with Christian doctrines. This era of transition represented not only a change in religious beliefs, but also acted as a catalyst for significant social and political changes. Churches were erected in place of ancient shrines, bringing a new order that altered power structures in local communities. Monks and missionaries became recurring figures, educating Estonians in new languages and scriptures, thereby laying the foundations for a more scholarly and documented society. However, these changes faced resistance. Many Estonians continued to follow their ancestral beliefs, creating a cultural mosaic of pagan and Christian traditions that often coexisted peacefully, although sometimes in tension. Over time, Christianity consolidated, but the pagan roots were never completely extinguished, leaving a legacy of respect for nature and a strong cultural identity that is still perceptible in contemporary Estonia. This long journey of cultural and religious transformation not only redefined Estonian identity, but also paved the way for future battles for autonomy and self-assertion against external influences. The rich tapestry of beliefs and practices that emerged from this melting pot of influences continues to shape modern Estonia, reflecting a vibrant past that still resonates in its current traditions. Estonia's quest for its own identity and sovereignty is a story filled with foreign domination and glorious moments of independence. Over the centuries, its territory served as a stage for conflicts between major European powers, drawn by its strategic location in the Baltic. In the Middle Ages, Estonia became a target of the Northern Crusades, with Teutonic Knights and Danes expanding Christianity and their territorial domains. This period marked the beginning of a long foreign domination, during which feudal lords built castles, established laws, and imposed taxes, but also introduced administrative and legal systems that began to shape the modern Estonian state. Moving to the 18th century, after numerous wars and treaties, Estonia came under the control of the Russian Empire. This time was characterized both by economic exploitation and a cultural renaissance, with the awakening of Estonian nationalism. Inspired by independence movements emerging across Europe, Estonians strengthened their cultural and historical consciousness. The peak of Estonian nationalism occurred in the 20th century after the disintegration of the Russian Empire during World War I. On February 24, 1918, amidst the chaos of the Russian Revolution and the end of the war, Estonia declared its independence. This period of freedom was brief, as World War II imposed new occupations by the Nazi regime and the Soviet Union. After the conflict, Estonia was annexed to the Soviet Union, marking the beginning of nearly 5 decades of Soviet control. During the Soviet regime, although Estonia underwent social and economic transformations, it faced political repression and loss of autonomy. However, resistance to Soviet rule persisted and intensified in the late 1980s, culminating with the Singing Revolution, which demanded more autonomy for the Baltic states. This peaceful movement led to the restoration of Estonian independence on August 20, 1991, after the fall of the Soviet Union. Today, Estonia is an independent parliamentary republic, an active member of the European Union and NATO. It carefully balances respect for its past with aspirations for the future, mindful of the lessons from its long struggle for autonomy and self-affirmation. Estonian independence is celebrated not only as a political victory, but as the reconquest of its national identity, a testament to the resilience and determination of its people. To fully understand the dark secret of Estonia, it's crucial to grasp its cultural and religious context. Estonia is known to be one of the least religious nations in the world, with a large proportion of atheists and agnostics. Research indicates that over 70% of the Estonian population does not identify with any organized religion. This trend towards secularism can be partly attributed to the long history of Soviet rule, which suppressed religious practice and promoted atheism as part of its official ideology. Even after regaining its independence in 1991, the influence of Soviet atheism still echoes in Estonian society. While many celebrate Estonia's freedom and independence, there is a darker side that many prefer to ignore: the issue of loneliness. Although it is a country with a high quality of life and a robust social welfare system, loneliness is a growing problem among Estonians, especially among single women. With a relatively small population, it is common for Estonians to be close to their families, but for those who do not have this support, loneliness can be overwhelming. This is particularly true for single women who face social pressures and cultural expectations regarding marriage and motherhood. The dark secret of Estonia is also rooted in the country's culture and traditions. Estonian society tends to value youth and family, and there is a certain stigma associated with aging and being single, especially for women. Although Estonian women are highly educated and independent, many still face the stigma of being single at an older age. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy and isolation, creating a cycle of loneliness that is difficult to break. In response to this dark secret, many Estonians are seeking solutions to combat loneliness and promote a more inclusive and supportive society. Nonprofit organizations are emerging to provide emotional and social support to those feeling isolated, while awareness campaigns are being launched to combat the stigma of singleness and aging. Additionally, governmental initiatives are being implemented to improve access to mental health services and community support, aiming to create a stronger support network for those battling loneliness. Estonia's demographic setup is unique not only in terms of numbers, but also in how these numbers shape the society, culture, and even notions of beauty within the country. With a population of about 1.3 million people, Estonia stands out for a striking demographic discrepancy. There are more women than men. This gender disparity has roots in history and deep cultural impacts. Throughout history, wars, migrations, and Soviet policies disproportionately affected Estonia's male population, resulting in a higher proportion of women. Today, this female predominance is evident in various areas of Estonian life, from education to professions, where women often outnumber and dominate in presence. This female predominance influences various facets of Estonian society. In the labor market, schools and universities, and even in government, Estonian women play leadership roles and contribute significantly to the country's economic and cultural development. This has also led to a greater focus on policies that promote gender equality and support motherhood and family, demonstrating a social commitment to equity. In Estonia, beauty is often viewed in light of its cultural and historical roots. Estonian women are frequently praised for their distinctive physical features, such as tall stature, fair skin, and bright eyes, traits that are celebrated both in the media and in local and international beauty contests. However, Estonian beauty is not limited to physical appearance, but is also perceived in terms of intelligence, independence, and the ability to balance career, personal life, and cultural interests. Although the fashion industry in Estonia is small, it is vibrant and heavily influenced by female predominance. Estonian fashion designers, many of whom are women, often blend traditional design elements with modern trends to create pieces that are both practical and aesthetically pleasing. This combination of tradition and modernity is reflected in the way Estonian women dress, prioritizing comfort and elegance. The global presence of Estonian women is also noteworthy, with many achieving success in fields such as technology, science, and art. This visibility not only elevates Estonia's international reputation, but also redefines norms and expectations regarding beauty and the role of women in the global society. In summary, the demographics and conception of beauty in Estonia are intrinsically linked, influencing everything from domestic policy to cultural and international representation. The way Estonia celebrates and promotes its women reflects a deep respect for equality, diversity, and cultural adaptability, making it a fascinating example of how demographics can shape national identity and perceptions of beauty. While the dark secret of Estonia may be uncomfortable to discuss, it is important to bring light to this issue and acknowledge the struggles many Estonians face in their quest for connection and belonging. By breaking the silence and addressing this problem head-on, we can hope to create a more compassionate and supportive society for future generations. So, the next time you think of Estonia, remember not just its stunning landscapes and rich history, but also the people who are quietly battling loneliness in search of connection and meaning. It was a pleasure to explore this fascinating country with you. If you enjoyed discovering Estonia with us, please leave a like, share your impressions in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more adventures like this. Thank you for joining us and exploring with us. Until the next adventure,